Oh yeah, outdoorsness. We're mushroom hunting today. We've been in like a drought for the past, I don't know how long, most of the late summer. It rained the past couple days, so I am hoping that means the mushrooms up here have popped. We're looking for chicken of the woods, hen of the woods, lion's mane, anything really. Whew, been a while since I've been up here. So, anyway, let's take it easy for a bit. We'll look around, see if we can find anything. I noticed this right away. Cut logs. Looks like they cut it. It was blocking this trail, maybe. I don't know. Not a good enough outdoorsman to tell you when it was cut. Hang on, we can at least pretend. Kind of fluffy, not really stuck together. Can't really smell anything. So I'm gonna say within a month at least. Well, that leaves the question, who came up here just to do that and why? I don't see any ATV tracks up here. Don't really see a good way to get an ATV up here. What's that all about? I don't know. I'm gonna keep my eye open for tree stands. I did see a game camera down at the bottom of the hill. Walked around it, but that was a bug. That was headed away. I wasn't going, so. But I should watch out for deer hunters or bear hunters. You notice I got my fluorescent orange on. That was absolutely a deliberate choice. Well, I've ever seen one other hunter up here, maybe two. He had a crossbow. He was way up in there. He didn't really talk. He just kind of went his way. I went mine. And, that tree's ready to come down. Really hoping for lion's mane. Tend to find it in here if I find it anyway. So, fingers crossed. All that huffing and puffing was worth it. Lion's mane, I think. There's one called, I've said this before on the channel, there's one called bear's tooth, which is pretty similar, but they're technically different, but they're both pretty much the same eating experience. I'm looking just at the other trees. Oh, wait, what do we got? Caterpillar boy. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I've seen a lot of those guys. Well, that's cool. I'm very happy with it. Nice. Well, here's what else I've noticed. Look at that. What is this stuff? This glistening, glittery stuff. You can see it. What is that? Does that have something to do with mushroom, or did something combine slime the mushroom? I don't know. Good question. Alright, I really would like a photo of that because it's actually been a hot minute since I found a decent one of those. So you can see it grew out of the hole, the woodpecker hole here. There's like a stem on it almost. And then it gets out into the open and it releases its little tendrils. I'd found a feather earlier too. You got a mushroom on it, but I don't know. What do you think? Probably turkey. I can't sort of that, so. But if I had to guess. Alright, let's keep an eye out for more of those guys. That one was pretty fresh. So if we're very lucky, we may find quite a few more. Here's another cut. Was that here before? Now I'm starting to wonder if that is as new as I think it is. I haven't been up here all year, really. So it's hard to remember. I think this is new. But again, I don't know why anybody would cut that. Like, I just know. I don't know why. I got my eye out for lion's manes now. That looks like a very old, very gone by chicken of the woods. Oh yeah. Bugs are having a feast. Yeah. We didn't get to that one anywhere near in time, obviously, but what's this? Not a tasty edible as far as I can tell. Maybe you know. I don't. Alright, we're getting to where I'm gonna find a hen. It'll be around here. So, we're gonna watch the ground, we're gonna watch the trees. Fortunately, mushrooms don't run around too much, so. Could be bear poop. Could be something else. But it's a good reminder to be bear aware. The other thing is the acorns are falling, and I can't distinguish between an acorn and a murderer sneaking up on me. So yeah, we're having a good time in the middle of the woods by ourselves, hunting mushrooms. That was also cut, I think, but you can tell from the fungus growing on it. I don't think it was recent. So I come through here a couple times a year, the past couple years. Maybe I just didn't notice that, or maybe I did notice it and forgot about it. Maybe I noticed it down there and now it's just all I can see. I don't really know. I heard something up there. Sounded a little bit more robust than some acorns falling. But I don't hear it now. Anyway. Like, occasionally, it gets kind of spooky in here. Like, there's nothing up here that's really dangerous, so I'm gonna stop thinking about it. Because I'd be getting spooked out for no reason whatsoever. A lot of deer in here. I'm probably hearing a deer. Anyway. One of my favorite things coming up here, or really anywhere into old woods in Vermont, is you come across stuff like this. This is barbed wire, and it's completely grown into this tree. Now, I'm not even gonna guess how old that is, but you can see almost looks like a path, and it's got rocks. I'd be willing to wager this might have been a stone wall at some point. Maybe it was a path with rocks on it, but I almost think it was a stone wall. I don't know really. But anyway, point of this story is, long time ago, a lot of the state had its woods cut to make room for sheep farms. So if you go into an old part of the woods anywhere, you're very apt to come across a stone wall or a barbed wire grown into a tree, or maybe even an old cellar hole, something like that. Obviously further, probably in the same woods but in a different area, there's that cemetery I showed you a couple of videos ago. So people been here a long time, they're gone now. I've always found that pretty interesting. What I would like to do is find some mushrooms. They're the opposite of old. Not finding my hens like I'd hoped. But that's okay. Depending on how long we're in here, there's another hen spot I want to check before I put a cap on the foraging. Just poke around in here. Once again, am I imagining this, or am I just seeing this? Like, that looks like it was cut. You can see the log used to be there. It's cut there, and there's the log itself. Has that always been there, and I just never noticed it because I wasn't paying attention to it? Or is that look, that can't, that'd be covered in leaves if that was... I don't got it. Do not know what is going on with this. I feel like someone is coming up here and cutting random logs, but why? I can't tell. I might be just completely deluding myself, imagining things. Who knows? I'd like to find another mushroom. I mean, that's okay. I can live with that, but anytime you find a mushroom, I think is a good day, but it'd be cool to find one more, yeah. This guy looks like a good candidate. Let's see if am I on this? Oh, yep, how about that? Nice. This is how you look. Alright, I can't reach that obviously, so we're gonna have to use some strategy. Alright, what'd we get? Ooh, that's very soggy. Smells a little strange too. That is the wettest mushroom I've ever felt in my life. Like, there's no way to see the color difference. That one is either gone by or is about to go by. I don't know if that one's edible, frankly. I mean, you could probably eat it, but will you want? I don't know. It's wet. That thing's like, most mushrooms are kind of obviously pretty wet, but that one felt like more like a snowball or something. I don't know. But just goes to show you that it pays to look behind the trees. Alright, let's find that trail again. The pseudo trail or whatever it is. I think this is it. I hope it is. Alright, we're about to go to a place where every year without fail I find a hen of the woods. Or, yeah, hen of the woods. Sometimes it's a little too gone by to harvest, but I almost always find it. So, if we're gonna find a hen today, it'll be here. I don't think this is how it actually works. I don't think this is like mushroom hunting advice, but I'm just saying in my own headcanon. If I don't see that hen here, I probably not going to see one anywhere up here. Today, at least. Now, I've been that way quite far, so I feel no need to explore too deep in there. So we're gonna go probably to where that log is, across the path. Then we're gonna turn back. Is any further, boys and girls? We're in a little deep. Alright, I went up a lot further than I said I would. Just holding out hope, but no hens, unfortunately. Haven't even seen any more lines made. And there's all kinds of the type of tree you'd see it on. See this gnarly thing? Don't quote me on this, I don't know. But I think this is a beech tree. And I think it's got some kind of disease. But again, I didn't look that up, I don't know. I think these are distressed beech trees, and lion's mane likes to grow them, but I'm not seeing any. So I'm gonna go back on the trail or whatever it is, path, go basically down to where the woods ends, and I'll tell you what I do when I get there. Won't it be exciting? Alright, you see that tree right there? It's either got a bunch of lion's manes growing on it, or something else. There's a hammer. Somebody's hammering something. I can hear it all the way up here. Oh, dang it. Oh, it was too good to be true. No lion's manes. Here's what we got instead. Been keeping an eye on logs like this. These tend to sport large mushrooms, flushes sometimes. Let's see on that one. One time I was up here, I spent literally all day just in the middle of those trees. No path, no nothing. Looking at every tree and log I could find. I had a pretty good haul, but that was a day I learned a very good lesson. Never always remember to bring a compass. I did bring one, but let's just say the direction I thought was out of here was absolutely not the direction it was. So that would have been a long day in the woods, guys. I have a compass today. See, this is like the kind of place you'd find them, like right around a oak tree like that, but I'm not seeing any. I'm gonna follow this to the end and then turn back. Okay, this is another clue in the mystery of the cut logs. So here we have some mud. That's not the clue. The clue is these tire tracks. So some kind of four-wheeled device does come up here from time to time, maybe not very often, but once in a while. And that would explain the chainsawed logs. So when they were last up here, that's harder to say. I don't know. Like I said, I can't tell if it was always been cut or if it was new. See, here we are. This might have been here already. Again, I can't tell. Oh yeah, this is cool. With the this is a cut. So I don't know. Yeah, see that? Looks like there's a log there. They're cutting to move logs out of their way. What they're doing up here on four-wheelers, I don't know. I think this is National Forest land. I don't know if they let ATVs up here or not. That's a good question. I haven't seen any no ATV signs. Presumably it's allowed. I ain't the cops either way, so. No mushroom. I was hoping I'd see at least one down this way, but. Trip. Okay. Alright, we could leave this way and go back along the power line, but you know what? We're actually going to go back. We're going to hope to maybe scoop some mushrooms we didn't notice. I'm going to look over there for a bit. I don't know if I did find a turkey feather. Our friends the turkeys call this area home. This is cool. Tree kind of tied itself in a knot here. Starting to. Anyway, no new mushrooms. I'm off the path a little bit. Looking up in these beech trees, see if I get lucky, but I might. All right, I made it back to where we kind of started, or the path where we started. I meandered a bit in there just to see if I could find anything. Nothing. Nothing at all. I've been foraging long enough to know, you know, you can't really guarantee you're gonna find anything. But I had high hopes today for a huge haul, but just because it had been very dry for weeks and weeks, and then we had a couple days of wet. It looks like we're gonna go about another dry streak from what I'm hearing, but my theory had been the mushrooms would take that wet opportunity to blow up, and the sides from those two lion's manes, yeah. Well, I guess the dead, gone by chicken, that would have been great to come through here maybe 2 weeks ago, I'd say. But oh well. Yeah, so I don't see anything new. There's a cut. Look around this guy. Still a good candidate for nothing there. That's also fresh. Yeah, this is all fresh. I wonder who's been running four-wheeler for. That log looked like it might bear something, but it did not. Okay. It is. What time is it outdoorsness? Time for the outdoorsness to get a wristwatch. 2:30. 2:35. If you want to be precise. Okay, we're back to where we found the lines made the first time. So we'll head back. I'll kind of meander through the woods and maybe we'll get lucky. All right, outdoorsness. We're back to where we came in pretty much. Got maybe half an hour, 45 minutes of walking through some bushwhack to get back to the truck, but yeah, two lion's manes, one a little dubious. Not bad. I was expecting, I was hoping for a lot, but I usually expect nothing, so I'm happy with what I got, I guess is what I'm saying. So yeah, that might be the video. Like, subscribe, I'll see you on the next one.